Hey guys, what is going on? Iveco here, and in today's video I want to lay out my thoughts and feelings on Arizona and basically review it and give you guys my opinion on the new DLC for American Truck Simulator. So I'm going to get straight into this review and say that I'm not a huge fan of Arizona. Now I'm going to explain why I'm not a huge fan of Arizona, but as I've said before in my other videos, this is just my opinion, and you may disagree strongly with me, but it's my opinion at the end of the day. So, the first thing I'm going to state is this DLC seems very, very cut and paste. A lot of the cities that you go through and a lot of the roads that you sometimes drive, like just the basic side roads and whatnot, feel completely the same. They feel like they've literally been drag and dropped onto the map from maybe like Nevada's map or California's map. And I'm really not a fan of this. It makes the game feel extremely stale and uninteresting. So I'd definitely like to see them in the next DLC, maybe add in some more unique places and some more unique road networks that we can go down. For example, this is just the basic roads though. I have no complaints with the junctions and whatnot, which I will get into in a little bit. So my next point is there's a small amount of states. There's only small amount of cities. There's only 15 cities in total. There's only 3 garages across the whole map, which I can't understand. There's one in Tucson, one in Phoenix, and one in Flagstaff, which are pretty much different ends of the map. And I'm not sure whether I like this or not. I mean, I prefer. I'm a kind of a classic ETS2 dude, where I like to have garages in every single city, and everywhere that I go, that I can buy a garage and I can quick travel to it at some other point. But some people may like this new style, others may not. But because there's so many small cities in Arizona, one thing you will have to bear in mind is there is a hell of a lot of small cities. It's mainly, there's quite the majority of the cities in this are drive-through cities. What I mean by this is they're small drop-off points or pick-up places. There's not like a huge towns. The only ones being Phoenix and Tucson and Flagstaff. But apart from that, there's not many huge cities. It's just more drive-through cities with maybe the bitumen pickup and stuff like that. Right, so my next point is there's still only just over 1,000 miles end to end. Now, this is kind of a point I can understand where it's not going to be over 1,000 miles yet, just because the scale and the sheer magnitude of America when it's done, it's going to need the scale this small. But it still kind of sucks that I can't drive over 1,000 miles. But in the long term, once there's more content, let's say if they add in Oregon or New Mexico and whatnot, I'm sure this will change. And once the game does get completed with all 50 states, then there's going to be more than enough and more than enough places to drive and whatnot. But at the moment, I'm not a huge fan of not being able to drive over 1,000 miles end to end. But that might be because I'm too used to Euro Truck Simulator 2. I don't know. My next point is there seems to be no new companies. The Phoenix flight, which is located in Phoenix, which is for Phoenix Airport, there seems to be no new companies. It just seems to be dragged and dropped from the previous DLC. Now, I can understand that, but I don't know why they didn't add in a couple new companies like they did with Scandinavia. Maybe add in, like, I don't know, 3 unique companies per state. Then you've got a whole selection of companies. Now, that may be a pain in the ass programming, but it's little touches like that that will make the new cities and whatnot seem a whole lot more interesting and whatnot, and then adding in unique parking elements with that that you've already got. That would make it a whole lot more interesting than the current ones that we've got now. But again, I can understand the amount of pressure that the team has been under to get this out. They've been rushed for trying to get this DLC out. So I do understand why it's taken them a while and why they've had to maybe had some cuts and whatnot. Now, one thing, instead of this being just a hate video, because it's not, I wanted to have constructive criticism on this. The new roads and junction systems are very nice. Now, I did complain about there being many bland off-roads and whatnot. I do understand that. But a lot of the new mainway roads, so for example, the new highways and the new junctions to turn off and the new way stations, a lot of these have been done fresh and they look very unique and very, very nice. I'd love to see a lot more of that. Stuff like the Spaghetti Junction. I think it's outside of Phoenix. There's an absolutely huge Spaghetti Junction. by there, and that's really fun to navigate. I remember going past it a couple of times myself, and I've ended up getting myself lost and whatnot, trying to find which turning to go to. So it definitely adds a challenge to you when you're driving, and you multiply that by when it comes out in a multiplayer and you're running a convoy, for example. You have people running off all over the place, so it should provide some interesting and funny moments online. So I do like the junction systems and the new way stations. The new design of the way stations are very cool, and I do admit I like them. But overall, I honestly can't give this a positive spin on it. I just, my personal opinion, I do not like the new Arizona. I really don't. And I think this leads back to my previous video where I've said they have this split focus between ETS2 and ATS. Now, I think if they had two map teams focusing on Arizona and then getting one team maybe working on the map and the core map itself, while one was picking out small little details and small little finishes to it, then I can understand it being coming out more detailed and whatnot. But I still don't understand this split focus between doing the France DLC and the Arizona DLC. And I hope that they don't continue on with this. I can understand them finishing the France DLC, but if this means that they finish up ETS2 DLC at the cuts of Arizona's DLC quality, because let's face it, American Truck Simulator is the new product, and they need to be making sure they're making the top quality content for this. And I don't feel that this Arizona DLC is the absolute best of the best that they could do. Now, this may not be SCS's fault. They were probably on a tight schedule to get this out and whatnot, but I definitely hope that they don't carry on with another DLC in Europe, and that they focus both map teams onto another map, onto another state in here. So if they do something like Oregon or possibly New Mexico next, that they focus two map teams on it, and then they get it, make it with so much detail that the base map had. It was stupid little things on the base map, like little diners, or like "Welcome to Barstow" signs going above it, the burger joints, the casinos, or the unique casinos with names and whatnot. It's stupid little things like that that give it the sweet touches that make the game so much more enjoyable and so much more fun. But that's me summarizing it anyway. Out of 10, I would have to only go about 5 out of 10, just because of some of the drawbacks and whatnot. I mean, the positives being that it does give you more road to drive on and more places to explore, and the new road network and road junctions are pretty cool and very interesting. Those are the only redeeming qualities of it. I feel a lot of the other stuff has a lot of Arizona has issues that I really do not like myself. But yeah, tell me guys in the comments, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me or whatnot? And make sure to go check out the Twitch link below. I stream ATS on Wednesdays and Sundays, so come join me there. Come join me for a convoy. Never know what will happen. But I'm going to sign off now, so thank you everyone for listening to this video. I've been Mr. Iveco. You've been you. Peace out.